The final to be decided will be the men's B 1,000-meter time trial.
We're going racing. Welcome back to the velodrome as we get ready for the men's B 1,000-meter
After the qualifying, these are the 6 athletes
medals will be decided.
merge to contest the medals. Japan, Ireland, Great Britain, Australia, and one more from Great Britain, one more from Germany. So fastest qualifier, Thomas Ulbricht, looking to improve on the bronze medal at the World Championships. Fachie, former gold medalist in this event, will look to repeat that performance. He is the world record holder from the Paralympic Games in Tokyo, 2020 Paralympic Games, so he didn't qualify quite as fast as he would have liked to. So the pressure will be on the Great Britain rider. Representing Japan, Kazuhei Kimura, former footballer, into the bicycle and the parabike in 2018, 5th at the World Championships in 2022 on this very track, so there'll be some good memories for him to feed off, and some support in the stands as well. Very warm in the velodrome, as the athletes would want it to produce their very best. They like to have the velodrome nudging towards 30 degrees centigrade, and it has been that or close to that pretty much all 4 days of the track program. Onto the track comes Kazuhei Kimura of Japan. His pilot is Miura. In the much longer individual pursuit, Kimura was 10th. Start on competing at the home Paralympic Games in Tokyo, that wonderful Itsu velodrome. No doubt that is a place he knows well. It is here that he needs to deliver his very best. 6 athletes, 3 medals in the men's B 1,000-meter time trial final. First on the track are Japan. First of 6 finalists in the men's B 1,000-meter time trial. And from Japan, Kazuhei Kimura and his sighted pilot Kiaki Miura, looking to set a time that against expectation, and their qualifying time might put them in the reach of a medal. They'll have to ride better than perhaps ever before over these 4 laps of the track to do that.
It's a grueling event over 4 laps, the 1 kilometer time trial, 1,000 meters. And 6 qualifiers, they qualified 6. However, less than a second was between the first and 6th qualifier, so anything can happen in this final. The times are so close. Now they come into their final lap. Kimura of Japan, 27 years of age, is just trying to bring it home.
Onto the final bend now. Kimura for Japan will set the first benchmark time in the final of the B1000 time trial. And he clocks 1 minute, 2.567 seconds. A competitive time, but how it'll stand up remains to be seen against 5 more very, very strong combinations. The visually impaired Stoker, and the rider on the front is the sighted pilot. He is riding the cadence dictated by the Stoker.
Well, as we see the replay there, very strong out of the gates. so much power going through these bikes. The combination of the two very strong men, they produce over 3,000 watts when they do those first few pedal strokes out of the gate. It's an amazing event. Across the line with a very similar time to qualifying for the Japanese pair, and Kimura being the stoker on the back. He began his paracycling career in 2017. Before that, he was very much engaged in football.
Well, they've done the best they possibly can, and now it is time to watch the other riders post times and hope against hope that their time doesn't get eclipsed. Well, it's unlikely. These are those waiting in the wings. Martin Gordon, the 39-year-old attorney from Ireland. His pilot is Ewan Mullen. Fifth in Tokyo. On the top 6 here, they'll want to go better than that. They want to be in the medals, and so do they want their athletes to be in the medals.
Well, they have a chance to do so. Stoker there, Martin Gordon, he is looking quite nervous, but a little bit of a smile there as he sees family in the crowd waving that Irish flag there. Faces of focus.
This is what they've been preparing for. All the years of hard work, the early mornings,
Now it comes
preparation. Yep.
to that 1 minute they have on the track to do their best performance.
Yep. It all boils down to this. Gordon first got onto a tandem on a ride across Ireland for fun, really, in aid of guide dogs in Ireland, and liked it so much he decided to start racing it, and finds himself at another Paralympic Games in another final. Yeah, plenty of support out there, lots of Irish support out here. Martin and his partner Louise have a daughter, Nora.
Yeah, a busy house with 3 guide dogs and a daughter, Nora. Now 11 years together with his partner, Louise. And at this level of sport, you really do need to have a partner that understands the hours and hours of training that needs to be put in.
Huge effort off the line as Ireland's Martin Gordon and his sighted pilot Ewan Mullen get underway in the final of the men's B 1,000-meter time trial. Looking to post a time to put them within touching distance of the medals. 1:02.567 is the fastest time at the moment. And these two have gone out very well indeed, just under half a second ahead of the time of Kimura.
They qualified in 5th position. They're really hoping to do a performance here that will put them into a medal. It is the final of the men's B 1,000-meter time trial, and they are flying.
Nearly a second up, over a second now. They'll take the bell.
That's that final lap where the legs start to burn. The vision goes blurry for the pilot as well. It's a big, big effort.
Now they bring it home on that back straight. Martin Gordon driving the pace here, and they'll thrust to the line looking to post a time of faster than that of the Japan rider. 1:02.567 was the time of the Japanese rider, and 1:01.520 puts Martin Gordon 1.047 a second faster. Well done.
Again, a very similar time to their qualifying.
Well, at worst, they'll be 5th. At best, they could go much better than that. Waiting to see what the other riders do.
Oh, check out the power, over 3,000 watts going through these pedals. The tandem bikes are reinforced at every point because the amount of power that is put through them. They are very customized for the rider's impairments, but also for the power produced by the combination of two very, very strong riders. And there's the drop into the aero extensions after the first lap, up on top of the gear. And they come in to the final home straight with burning, burning legs.
Just over a second ahead of Kimura of Japan. Well done, Martin Gordon. Emptied themselves out there, as one would expect in a Paralympics final. Pockets of Irish support around this velodrome, greeting them as they swing into view. Lovely. We've got more medal hopefuls today, Ireland, than they've had on any other day in this program.
You can just see how much work was put into slowing down the bike there. These track bikes not having any brakes. Riders not wanting to backpedal and use their power in their lactic acid-filled legs to slow themselves down. They'll get a lot of support to get off the bicycle after such an effort. As we now see the riders to come very, very nervously sitting in the waiting area.
That's Neil Fachie. He's got a job on his hands.
He'll be the next rider out on the track, and he certainly will want to take that medal home from this event. He qualified in 4th position, so he'll feel the pressure to improve on his qualifying time.
Yeah, and of course he's the defending champion and champion in London, silver in Rio, so not been out the medals in the last 3 Paralympic Games. This is them under perhaps Neil Fachie under more pressure than he has been at any of those previous games, as he and his pilot Matt Rotherham take to the track.
They may have learnt something from their qualifying. They went out blistering fast in the first lap and a half, 2 laps, and really paid for that in the last lap and a half.
Yeah.
Need to strategically pace themselves a little bit better.
Yeah, and that's the point you make is they put that effort in not too long ago here in the velodrome. So backing up, recovering, and doing it all again here, it takes a huge amount of preparation and training and doing those repeats in the velodrome in training, so that when it happens in competition, you are up and ready for it.
Gloves for the pilot. He's got the grip on his handlebars. Sandpaper.
Third of 6 riders to start in the final of the 1K time trial men's B classification. It is the world champion and defending champion Neil Fachie also holds the world record under pressure, having qualified only 4th. So he's got to produce a ride here with his sighted pilot Matt Rotherham, the likes of which he hasn't done in a long, long time. They're 1.6 up over the fastest time so far posted by Ireland's Martin Gordon.
They certainly haven't conserved anything this time, have they? They haven't changed their strategy. They have gone out absolutely flying. Will they pay for it in the end? They are 1.8 seconds up on Gordon. Can they hold on? Will they blow up like they have before, or will they be able to hold on? They're extending their lead, coming into the bell. This is looking good for Fachie.
He's got to leave it all out there. 2 seconds to the good. There's no way they can hold back. They have to go absolutely flat out, which they're doing. Over 2 seconds, they're ahead now. They should be inside the fastest time here. They are.
Well, they did an extremely good effort this time. You could see the pain on Fachie's face in that final lap. Unbelievable.
Matched by the disappointment there for Ireland's Martin Gordon and Aaron Mullen. But Neil Fachie and Matt Rotherham go to the top. 59.312. Fastest time with 3 riders to come. So, well, this is a situation that Neil Fachie is not entirely used to. They've dictated the terms very much in this discipline for quite a long time, but now having to watch and wait.
Oh, interestingly, they qualified 4th fastest, but they've just posted a time faster than the fastest qualifying time. So they have to be happy with that. Can other teams recover and lift on their times?
Well, that suggests that that qualifying ride was a little bit of an aberration for Fachie and his pilot Rotherham, and that they're back to their best here. They have posted the time that is going to put the remaining 3 riders under real pressure as they chase the gold medal. And let's face it, the remaining 3 riders, Kane Perris, James Ball and Thomas Ulbricht, only want 1 medal, and that's the goal, that's for sure. Well, Martin Gordon, his time has been beaten by 2.2 seconds, and it is not likely to hold up against those posted by Perris, Ball and Ulbricht still to come.
Well, that was something special we've just witnessed there from Neil Fachie, who needs no introduction.
And the world record posted in Tokyo at the Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games of 58.038 was quite astonishing when you look at this time now, which was 59.312, over a second slower than their world record time. Suggests that that was them at their absolute peak, and that, well, if they're going to win this gold medal, well, they've done everything in their power to give themselves a shot at it.
40 years old now, Fachie. A little bit slower than Tokyo, but at the moment, fastest time we have seen in the velodrome today, over 1,000 meters. Well, that'll put these riders under a lot of pressure mentally.
Well, here's a big moment for Kane Perris, the Australian, in his first Paralympics. Began this sport in 2020, and his brother Chad is competing right this very day in the athletics. So the family's loyalties, no doubt, very split in terms of who they're going to support here. But after his team pursuit, his brother sent him a message saying, "Proud of you, mate. The big one comes on Sunday," and that is this race for Kane Perris. This is why he's here. Team pursuit was really an opportunity just to get a feel of the track at his first Paralympic Games. They finished 14th in the individual pursuit. And now this is the business end for Kane Perris. Can he join his brother, Chad, as a Paralympic medalist? The bronze in Rio in 2016, Chad. On the track. That's athletics track. He races 100 meters T13.
Oh, this is Neil Fachie after an all-out effort. And I'd be surprised if we didn't see that.
Third last team of 6 on the track in the final of the men's B 1,000 meter time trial. And it is the Australian rider Kane Perris and his pilot Luke Zakaria. Time to beat 59.312, a blistering time set by defending champion Neil Fachie. And can Perris now produce the goods for Australia?
After a lap, they're a second down.
Have to bring it back really, really strong here. Now setting into their work.
They're not bringing it back at this point. Kane Perris of Western Australia, the West Australian Institute of Sport. He's out there representing Australia.
1.4 down now on Fachie's time. Kane Perris. The bell now. It has to be a huge final lap. 1.5. They're going out for that time to challenge that time of Neil Fachie. Kane Perris, it's got to be a really, really strong finish, but it's not going to make any difference, I'm afraid. They're not going to get into the gold medal position, but what will their time do? It'll be second fastest, and that is the best they possibly can do because it puts them in touch of a medal.
Well, they qualified themselves in third position, but I'm sure they didn't expect that time of Neil Fachie, who qualified in fourth.
So 60.940, 1.6 seconds off Neil Fachie's time. Kane Perris. So Fachie is in the medals because there are two teams to come. So Neil Fachie has the fastest time and there are only two riders to come. 3 medals on offer, so he's definitely going to pick up a medal here. But it depends how James Ball and Thomas Ulbricht go. This is Kane Perris.
Well, this is the team that'll be wondering if they will pick up a medal or not, because 2 riders left to go and 1 rider out there already have ridden faster. What will it be for Kane Perris of Australia, the 27-year-old? We'll have to wait and see. The last 2 teams, James Ball and Thomas Ulbricht, yet to compete in the final of this men's B 1,000 metre time trial.
Not short of enthusiastic support in the stands. Kane Perris. Well, Paralympics program is done. He's not competing on the road, so just on the track. And this was his speciality. Well, he will have to depend on something going quite outrageously wrong with James Ball or Thomas Ulbricht, really.
To be in contention.
In the medals, yeah.
Yeah. It's unfortunate their time in the final was slightly slower than they did in the qualifying, so unable to recover as well as they would have hoped.
Looks like it's hat day in the Australian team camp for the support crew. The men all wearing headgear.
Shane Perkins, the manager of the Australian Paralympic team, with the Outback hat. Neil Fachie still unable to get back on his feet and up to that effort.
I think also he's sort of half not wanting to watch what's going out on the track. Well, what he knows is that he's going to get a medal. This rider, James Ball, and his pilot, Stephen Lloyd, both from Wales. Lloyd from West Wales, and James Ball from Newport down in the south, where Great Britain do a lot of their track preparations.
They'll be nervous because they'll have to increase their qualifying time by 0.4 of a second to be in contention to match that time of Neil Fachie. That was something exceptional. Oh, he's getting himself back together now, Neil Fachie. His teammates out on track. He'll want to see what James Ball is capable of. 33-year-old.
Silver in Tokyo for James Ball. Silver at the World Championships. That's before World Champion in 2017 and 2019. Need a ride of his life here. Second out of the gate, second last out of the gate, beg your pardon, James Ball of Great Britain, and his pilot Stefan Lloyd in the final of the men's B1K time trial. One team still to come. Neil Fachie's top of the time sheets on 59, and this pair need to get close to that. They're outside it initially, but they're setting to work now. James Ball with his pilot Stefan Lloyd.
After one lap, half a second down on Fachie, they're bringing it back. After 2 laps, they are, well, bringing it right back. They are well in contention of beating the time of Neil Fachie. They're 2/10 down. They are 1/10 down now with 1 lap to go. They are likely to pull this back. They are now in the lead with a lap to go.
Now it is all down to this final lap for James Ball. Can he finish it off here and find himself at the top of the timesheets? They are right up there. They are faster than Neil Fachie. This is going to be a sensational ride. It is. They go to the top. James Ball. What a ride. Wow, that is sensational. 58.964. That is just sensational. First team to drop below 59 and not far off that world record. Kadina Cox is delighted. What it means is, of course, that Great Britain, well, they've got a couple of medals with one team still to go, because Neil Fachie is guaranteed now a medal again, depending on what happens in the last combination. But this was sensational from James Ball and his guide Stefan Lloyd. Wow. Talk about stepping up at the big in the big moment.
I didn't expect that to drop under 59 seconds. When they qualified 59.7 and in the final 58.9. Well, that is an impressive improvement by James Ball of Great Britain. Oh, bit of disappointment for Neil Fachie. He was looking good, but his teammate that he's no doubt encouraged, trained, given all of his secrets to, has just bumped him off the top of the leaderboard. So one team left to ride, and it's Germany's Thomas Ulbricht.
Well, the supporters of and the family members of Stefan Lloyd are here from Wales, and James Ball also from Wales. What a job they've done here to put themselves guaranteed a silver medal, and who knows, could turn to gold.
Could be gold and silver for Great Britain. Well, a nervous position for the Australian, Kane Perris. Would have loved to go home with a medal here from the Paralympic Games in Paris.
Well, they are, as it stands, they are in the bronze medal position, but that all could go to naught with Ulbricht and Forstmann coming onto track very shortly. But well done to James Ball.
Oh, where did they find that? We know they give an all-out effort in qualifying. How they managed to back it up and take so much time off for the final, well, phenomenal recovery.
Well, there's huge pressure on this combination. Thomas Ulbricht on the left there, and his pilot Robert Forstmann, former world champion on the track and an Olympic medalist in Germany. Will they have a shot at they have got a shot at it, but what's it going to be? Thighs don't come much bigger than Robert Forstmann on the right there. Legendary German track sprinter.
Nervous space there on Thomas Ulbricht. He knows he needs to find half a second faster than he's qualifying.
It's come down to this one team. Germany's Thomas Ulbricht and his pilot Robert Forstmann chasing a gold medal here. It's time of 58.964. No one has ridden faster, not even these this pair who were the fastest qualifiers to get into the final. They're going to have to produce the ride of their lives here to take the gold medal off the hands of James Ball and Stephen Lloyd.
Yeah, they qualified in 59.480, and they need to beat 58.964.
Yeah, that qualification time would give them the bronze medal right now, because Ball there and Fachie have gone faster in the final. But that's what champions do. They produce their very best when it matters most. Yeah. Composed, just keeping the beat, keeping the tempo going, using the energy to fire him up for this challenging ride. Thomas Ulbricht, 39-year-old former silver medalist in the pentathlon in Beijing in athletics, into 4 games as an athlete, on a bronze medal in Rio with 100 meters T12. Now he's got a shot at a gold medal in the track in the velodrome. Tension.
Tension and pressure. They are under pressure. Nothing but their all-time best to take home the gold medal here for Thomas Ulbricht.
Final team on track in the final of the men's B1K time trial, and it is all there to do for Thomas Ulbricht and his pilot Robert Forsterman to try and take the gold medal. They have to ride the ride of their lives here. They're down already against the time set by James Ball, 58.964.
They're riding a big gear though. It means once they get into that aerodynamic position, into the extensions, there it is. They're on top of the gear. They're still 0.3 of a second down on Ball.
That would just about, as it stopped now, would put them in touch with the silver. Now they drop out of even that position. They really have to dig deep now as they'll come around now. It's anxious moments for Ball and for Fachie inside the track. There's the bell now. What can Ulbricht do here? Can he bring his this home for Germany and take the gold medal? They're going to have to ride this final half lap better than any others. They're not going to do it. It's not going to happen for Germany. It's still an excellent ride by Ulbricht and his partner Forsterman, but it is bronze for them and gold for James Ball.
Silver for Fachie, and they celebrate together. Gold and silver, there they are. Bronze medal to Germany's Thomas Ulbricht. A little disappointment for Australia's Kane Perris. He'll go home with a 4th place from the Paralympic Games. But Great Britain, they dominated the men's kilo, gold and silver. James Ball and Neil Fachie.
Well, what a ride they produced in the final. But this pair just couldn't up the tempo enough. 59.862, which was faster than their qualifying, but not fast enough to beat either Neil Fachie or James Ball. Fachie, well, defending champion, had to fight at the fight of his life on when he qualified 4th, but managed to come back and put in an excellent ride in the final. They're true champions from Great Britain, Fachie and Ball.
Well, I can't get the smile off my face, Gerald, with the gold and silver for Great Britain. The amount of hard work. I'm a huge fan of Neil Fachie. He's such a gentleman. He's such a crowd favourite. He's been in the sport for so long. 40 years of age, but this is James Ball celebrating gold medal.
What a performance. His pilot, Stefan Lloyd. And Germany, well, the bronze medal for this pair of Ulbricht and Forsterman, as they did so at the World Championships, so they will go with the bronze once again, as Great Britain take the 1-2 gold and silver. Well, Neil Fachie just continues his medal run. Silver in Rio, golds in London and Tokyo, and now silver again in Paris. Well, this is some achievement for Thomas Ulbricht. Remember, he is a medalist already in Paralympic sport in track and field twice over. Silver in the pentathlon in Beijing and bronze in the 100-meter sprint in Rio, and now a bronze in para track racing.
Well, it's a bronze medal for Ulbricht, Thomas Ulbricht. So we see them come out so powerful. They were down quite significantly after the first lap and a half. It wasn't until the final 2 laps where they were in the aerodynamic position, got on top of the gear and started to pull it back. It looked like they were going to settle for 4th at one stage, but made that way back into the bronze medal position. Oh, what an achievement for the Thomas Ulbricht of Germany. Fachie, mixed emotions there, I sense.
Well, you're a proven champion, winning year in, year out. You want to keep doing that, and it didn't quite work out for him today. I think he put himself on the back foot in that qualifying, finishing in 4th place. That's what it means for James Ball and his pilot, Stefan Lloyd. Confirmation of the results on the men's B 1,000-meter time trial. James Ball of Great Britain takes the gold with a sensational final ride. 0.348 of a second faster than countryman Neil Fachie, the silver medalist, and Thomas Ulbricht